Happiness is an eagle soaring through the air, because that's what it was made to do. It worries not about the wind, because the same wind that creates resistance also gives lift. Happiness is a man who protects and cares for his family, goes forth and conquers, gives of himself for a greater cause, and ensures his legacy, because that's what he was made to do. He doesn't fear resistance, turbulence, or commitment, because his masculine frame turns resistance into rise, finds sustenance in turbulent waters, and relies on the steadfast roots of commitment to provide stability for himself and safety for those he vowed to protect. But today's men are encouraged to meet resistance head-on while being shamed for expecting lift. They're told to man up and tough it out through turbulent waters, while being called misogynists for expecting sustenance. They're shamed into putting down roots in infertile hypergamous soil that offers no support. Then are financially ruined and separated from their children when they cannot weather the storm. And society wonders why these men walk away. Play or be played, that's the world the vast majority of men wake up to in the present day. For these young men, it's not a philosophy or an attitude, it's reality. The companies they work for demand loyalty, but will fire them or lay them off without a second thought if profits dip 0.1%. The women they encounter demand attention, loyalty, resources, and undue privilege, while offering very little in return. The natural hypergamous nature that once served them well in their quest to secure the best possible mate is now a sustained lifestyle, bringing an endless pursuit of bigger and better. The average young woman today is less concerned about the number of quality men who would commit to her than she is about the number of men who retweet a photo of her breasts. They have best friends from childhood who disappear 6 months after the wedding, because the new bride doesn't want her hubby hanging out with single losers. They have to pick up the tab for dad's dinner, because he's going broke trying to support mom, her new live-in boyfriend, and a 12-year-old he's not certain is even his. The young man watches as middle management dad making $70K per year tries to crank the engine in his 11-year-old car to no avail, and then has to give him a ride back to his apartment on the seedy side of town. The young man shudders as he realizes the father, who did the right thing by sacrificing his life for his family, can fit everything he owns into a 580 square feet apartment with plenty of room to spare. The young man has finally learned that men and women share the same inherent character flaws, but not the same consequences. He has sinned, and he has paid dearly. She has sinned, and she has been exalted. He doesn't hate his corporation, he hates the system. He doesn't hate God, he hates what the church does in God's name. He doesn't hate women, he hates the unforgiving female support machine. He doesn't hate feminists or white knights, he hates navigating the environment they create. That's why there's a manosphere, and that's why it's growing. Men haven't lost their need to find happiness by providing, protecting, sacrificing, and conquering. We've simply discovered that providing for the modern feminist, working like a dog to protect a family that can be taken away at a moment's notice, or risking our lives to conquer resources for some ungrateful woman who claims she can do it on her own is an empty way to life. We haven't changed the mission, we've changed the method. We now provide for ourselves and our immediate families, protect our interests, make selective sacrifices when the situation warrants, and conquer mountains of poon. Men find happiness and purpose in the effort, regardless of who benefits from the effort. It took us a while to figure that out, and many of us still aren't there yet. But we're slowly coming around. Welcome to the manosphere, a place where we're not afraid to call it exactly as we see it, turning betas into men as a group effort. No one is in charge. There's no central theme. We can't agree on a standard definition of anything. And we spend a good amount of time shooting flaming arrows at each other for no apparent reason. To the casual observer, the manosphere may seem like a disjointed group of men. But the manosphere does not exist online. It exists in the hearts and minds of the next great generation of men. The manosphere is the big bang of chaotic masculine disruption that will eventually bring into existence a new personal world of freedom for those who choose to be free. It's evolving and forming right before our very eyes.